Welcome to tonight's edition of Manhattan Tonight. I'm Morgan Hulsman, and we're here with two very special guests, Eric Stonestreet and Jesse Tyler Ferguson. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Very
Not
good.
good. Oh, good.
Jesse,
We're good.
you're
We're
supposed
good.
to say we're good. It's Manhattan.
No, I'm very excited to be here.
Right?
I've been to the other Manhattan,
Not the little apple.
not the little one. No. Eric Stonestreet,
Me.
who's sitting right next to me, brought me a tote bag saying I miss Manhattan. And I take it around the set.
And loses
I
and
lose
lose
it,
it.
probably once a day. But everyone thinks it's the other Manhattan. I was like, no, it's the littler one.
We're very small. Nobody really
Yeah.
knows about us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now I really will miss it because I didn't even know, I didn't have a point of reference for it. I
Yeah.
will miss it when I leave.
Well, tonight you guys are doing a show to talk about your hit series, Modern Family. Can you guys tell us, the show has been such a huge success. Several nominations, Golden Globe award, so many different things. What's it been like to be a part of that show's success?
Jesse?
Well, it's been wonderful. It's been quite a ride. Honestly, it really has been, and I love that. I have not just Eric, but our whole cast. We're sort of on this wild ride together, and it's quite an experience.
Yeah, I mean, you work a long time as an actor of varying successes over the years, and then to have a show and have a regular job is great. But then when you add on top of it that it's critically acclaimed and a very much viewed show, and with us specifically an opportunity to be sort of cultural touchstones and role models and examples for the LGBT community, and it's just a dream job, and it has been a whirlwind. I was an actor for 12 years before Modern Family that no one really knew who I was except a few people at K-State and my parents, but and then all of a sudden, I'm that guy on that show.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about kind of your guys' roles. In the beginning of the show, it kind of was controversial. So how has that affected you guys personally and with your careers?
Well, I don't know if it was controversial as much as it seemed like it was very new, and it seemed like it was very groundbreaking. But honestly, I would say the opposite as far as the controversy. Like, we didn't hear a lot of controversy. If there was controversy bubbling up, it didn't make it to our ears. And I'm sure there are pockets of the United States that maybe one very close to here that might have not liked it. But I felt like it was what we kept hearing was groundbreaking. And what I love now is there are a lot of shows that are introducing characters that are committed and same-sex couples and having kids, and it's not as groundbreaking. And I think that's wonderful. I think that there's not such a fanfare about it is what's a sign that we're really progressing.
Definitely, I definitely agree with that. And you guys did talk about your other co-stars. How has it been getting to know them? You're in your sixth season, so obviously you've been around them quite a bit. So how's that been like?
It's one of the things that you can't prepare yourself for is new relationships. I mean, yes, we're coworkers, but Jesse and I spend an extreme amount of time together when we're working. We share a trailer. We share all of our scenes.
We have separate rooms in the trailer.
Yeah,
we're not
separate.
like
Yeah, we're not.
rooming.
Not
It's
even
not
I'm not
couple
like
in the
Jesse.
trailer?
You
It's not
left
like
your towel on the floor.
Can I use the bathroom? Can I get into it's not like that. We do have our own
We may
space.
as well put a saloon door on the bathroom door if you were sharing
I do
it.
use that bathroom a lot.
Boy, he uses that bathroom.
I'm
But
very
anyway,
regular.
but managing personal relationships, I mean, you don't think about that sort of thing. But, we got really lucky with our group, and it starts with Ed O'Neill. Ed is about as casual and laid back, and all Ed wants to do is show up, do his work, and go home and put a pot roast in a crock pot and have a bottle of wine. I mean, that's as complicated. Maybe do some Brazilian jiu-jitsu at some point,
Yeah.
but that's really all it is. And so there's no real drama, and that starts with the number one person on the call sheet and works its way down. And we just got lucky with genuinely a nice group of people. Maybe in year 10 we will be ready to part ways, but I love that Jesse's just my friend for life. Just like when you come to college, you meet somebody and they're in your life and you get to know them. And we just got lucky that we, like each other. I think I like Jesse more than he likes me.
No, no, maybe, but no, it's like speed dating, really, or being an arranged marriage, because we auditioned for these roles and we were put together, and it's sort of like, well, I hope the chemistry is there, and chemistry is not something that I think you can learn. I think it's just there or it's not there. And I think we did definitely have a good working chemistry and a good friendship chemistry. And I think that goes for all the cast members.
And with Jesse and I specifically, we're kind of opposites of our characters and who we are personally. I'm way more uptight and sort of like rigid with things as Eric, and Jesse is really always a great person to remind you of another side of a situation. I think Jesse's kind of a common sense sort of guy. I always think what he has to say is pretty accurate.
I
with
talk him off a
situations.
lot of ledges.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
make a great couple then.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right.
Bounce off
Hey,
each other.
hey.
So, what has been your guys' favorite episode or favorite season so far to work on?
Okay.
The very first episode we shot is always going to hold a very special place in my heart, just because it was sort of this pure thing. We didn't have the umbrella of like the show already being picked up. It was just sort of this thing we were doing, and we didn't know if it was going to go anywhere. So I think it was the most pure our show has ever been.
Yeah. And you're getting to know each other. You're sort of like Jesse said.
We
you're
look
just
like
thrown into a
Muppet
room.
babies in that first episode,
So
all
weird.
of
It's
us.
so crazy. One of my favorite episodes is Fizbo the Clown, because that's a childhood thing of mine that the show tapped into and let me become my childhood alter ego Fizbo. But the actual first episode that we shot in production, the pilot is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about the pilot, yeah.
Okay, so the pilot is one thing, and then you wait and find out if the show gets picked up, and then when it does, then you go into production. And that first episode we shot in production is probably, I think, one of my favorite episodes. It's where we lock Lily in the car, and I'm screaming and running, and Jesse's freaking out, and just because the drama and the excitement and the nervousness of getting a job and wondering if you're going to be fired and if they're going to replace you and if the show's going to go. There's just so much going on right there that when you show up to work for the first day, and it felt
We really knew our lines that day too.
Oh, we did.
We really knew our lines.
Now we're lazy.
We're just so lazy.
Hey, that's what happens when you get to the sixth season,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You
learn
know
any
how it
words.
is.
You know how it goes.
So, switching gears a little bit, we did see a tweet last night from our own Riley County PD that there was a bar that happened to hit over capacity because there was two very famous people last night in Aggieville.
Who were the two people?
You two.
No, Jesse
I wasn't there.
Well,
No.
It was
Then
just
it must
me.
have been
Who were you with?
Julie and Steve and
Who is he? Who is he, you bastard?
no, Jesse wasn't there. It was just me. But yeah, but that's not my fault. That's the
Why-
doorman's fault.
So what's that like for you guys? You guys come to these towns and you are huge names. That show has brought so much for you guys. What's that like coming to these towns and that kind of happening?
Well, for me specifically here, it's expected. I mean, it's like I know when I come to Manhattan, there's going to be a certain amount of interaction I have with people in various stages of drunkenness. Ed O'Neill, speaking of him, some of the first advice he gave us, on being recognizable and famous or whatever you want to call it, is stay away from drunk people, because
It's a lose-lose
situation. If you take a picture with people or talk to them, you'll get spit in your face and you'll get hugs all over. And if you don't, then it's a fight. It's like, oh, what are you, too good? Then you're in that situation. Oh, Mr. Big Time can't take a picture with my cousin Ron. Okay, I'm never going to watch your show again.
Well,
The
so good at
second-
that,
yeah,
don't
but
you?
that's what happens.
The second piece of advice is to always avoid cousins named Ron.
Yeah, cousin's
Yeah,
name's
They're
Ron.
always trouble.
But when I come home, I know that's what happens, and I'm happy to do it because my manager was commenting here how familiar people are. Like, I'll just be walking down the street and people will be like, "Hey, Eric," like, "Hey, man, hey, Eric, hey, Eric, how you doing, Eric? Good." It's like I do
very
come. It's
sweet.
very nice to come home and feel that way.
Definitely. And have you kind of seen some of this before? I know you said this is your first time here. What has he said that kind of makes you want to be here more? Besides the bag that he gave you.
Well, the bag really is what made me want to come mostly. But also, I just love seeing. I went home with Eric to his home where his parents live now, and that was so much fun to sort of just see where where he grew up, and it's basically like dating someone. I mean, you want to get to know their past and their history, and it just makes it all more intimate and makes the portrait of the person a little more complete.
I wish I was as happy every day on set as I am when I come home, come to Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
There is a certain sense that I get when I come back here, and it's because this is where I discovered, what my passion was and what I wanted to do. And when I look around and when I'm on campus, I don't have any bad memories of anything anywhere. Life gets complex when you leave college and you're like, oh, that's where that happened and I got a ticket over there or whatever. But when I come to Manhattan, I just look around and think like, oh, that funny thing happened there and that funny thing happened here. So it feels good to come back here. And, we all think Manhattan's a special place, but I'm pretty confident that it is, in reality. Everybody thinks their baby's cute and some babies are ugly,
But in reality, Manhattan is one of the happiest places.
It
right?
is. It is.
Okay, settle down, you guys.
Shut up. You'll see.
You will see tonight. So you guys did talk a little bit about your passion and being actors, but it wasn't always easy. So what has it been like pursuing your dreams and making names for yourself?
Are you trying to make us cry?
No, I want to know.
Like Barbara Walters?
Yeah, I guess so.
Being an actor is probably the toughest profession out there because you are ultimately going to face unemployment at some point. That's just part of the job. There's always going to be an end to your job. And, it's there's ups and downs and you have to develop an incredibly thick skin and you have to absorb rejection more often than acceptance. You get told no way more than yes. So it's been really it's very tough. So having a job like this where we have a little bit of job security, it's really nice to just sort of relax. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm sort of thinking like when this show's off the air, like what am I going to go do? And I'm sure opportunities will present themselves to us. But I know even like Meryl Streep of all people says like I never think I always think each job is my last job, and that's just sort of the way actors are built, and that can be really really tough. But
yeah. It's a job that is so impersonal but yet feels so personal, because when you're struggling trying to get jobs, usually not getting a job has nothing to do with you. Like there's a million reasons why you won't get the job and one reason why you will. And it's hard and it takes time to learn to be like, well, I didn't not get that job because I'm not talented. I didn't get that job because I wasn't tall enough. Or I didn't get that job because the director's son-in-law came in for it. There's a million reasons why you won't get it. So it's hard, and it all weighs into why when you get a job it feels so good and it feels so like just financially, you can take a little deep breath. You have more confidence when you're going and meeting people. It's just a nice feeling. It is.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for watching Manhattan Tonight edition. I am Morgan Hilsman, and I'm going to let these two close it out for me.
You're watching Wildcat Watch.